What's up YouTube? Tyrone Lifts here. Today we're gonna do a video, a grooming video, and I'm gonna show you how to get a curly hairstyle and take your hair from looking like this, the typical fro, to looking like this. Now this is a 100% completely natural style. You're not using any chemicals. You're not permanently changing the texture of your hair. All you are doing is you're gonna use a couple natural products in order to bring out your hair's natural texture. Here's what you're gonna need for this style. First things first, bam. This is what you're gonna need, that's water, right? So generally I do this routine in the shower, and so I'm gonna be using the water from the shower head, okay? After water, you're gonna need conditioner. So this is the brand of conditioner that I use, the Cantu Shea Butter. And honestly, the only reason why I use this one is because this one is cheap and you can get it at Target. And because for this particular style, you do need a lot of conditioner, and the more hair you have in your head, the more conditioner you're gonna need. The next thing you're gonna need is a curl cream, okay? So I'm using Shea Moisture's Curl Enhancing Smoothie, but really, like I said before, this is just the one I use, but you don't necessarily have to use this one. Next, you're gonna need a microfiber towel, okay? And the reason you're gonna need that is because it's gonna really help you when it comes to the drying portion of creating a style. Lastly, you're gonna need one of these. No, this is not a weapon. This is a blow dryer, but more importantly than even the blow dryer is this bit here, which is the diffuser tip. So you need a blow dryer with a diffuser tip. All right, and I'm gonna show you why you need the diffuser tip in just a second. Now, when it comes to this particular style as well, you want to have a sufficient amount of hair on your head. So if you can look at the amount of hair that I have now, most people would consider this probably like a fro, basically, or maybe even, maybe like a mini fro. But if you have, I would say an inch of hair or more, that's gonna be the best way to do this style. If you have your hair cut really low, especially if you got it cut like, at a 1 or a 2, just flat, you're not gonna have anything to curl, right? So the most you can do is maybe have some waves, right? That's like pretty much the only curl style, because waves are technically just like laid out curls. So that's basically the only curl style you can do. So if you wanna do this style, just make sure you have a sufficient amount of hair in your head, because I don't want you to try it not having the sufficient amount of hair in your head and then say, oh, it doesn't work because it didn't help. Well, you didn't have enough hair. So have a sufficient amount of hair on your head before you give this one a go. So now we're gonna get into the process of how to actually do the style.
So folks, the first thing you wanna do is you wanna get your hair nice and wet, all right? Get a good amount of water on it. As you can see, I am pulling my hair and letting the water get thoroughly through all of the strands. And I'm using my fingers here also to start a bit of the detangling process, right? As you can see, I am taking some of the knots out of the hair and, removing the hairs that are tangled and wrapped around each other, because you want to make sure that everything is loose and everything is nice and as free flowing as possible. Next thing you want to do is you want to grab yourself some conditioner, grab yourself a nice good amount, because you're going to need as much as possible, or just as much as you're going to need for this style. You want to take that conditioner and just put it in your hair. What I'm doing here is I am using the conditioner also to help me detangle the hair and to help me elongate the strands and flatten the strands and silk up the strands. That's your goal here. It might take a little more than you think. So as you can see, I keep going back to the bottle, keep grabbing more. That's fine. We want to get those strands as straight as we can possibly get them. We want to get them as moisturized as we can possibly get them. And we want to get them as loose and detangled as we can possibly get them. And that's going to take a sufficient amount. So as you can see here, this is how it's going to start to look. It almost looks like waves in a sense, but as you can see, the hair is now starting to lay a little flat. You can even see the waves coming in. You can see how that conditioner is really, elongating those strands, flattening those strands. And as you can see, my hair is now coming way past my forehead. That means that I'm doing a good job, right? And so obviously the amount of conditioner it's going to take is going to vary from person to person. After that, you want to go ahead and wash it out. And make sure that you're also detangling during this process as well while you're washing it out. Always be detangling. Always be detangling. ABD. So next you want to go ahead and take your curl cream, get you a nice little amount, and apply it to the hair. I like to apply it to the hair in the same way that I apply the conditioner. And I like to rub it through the strands. You can see I'm dragging it through the strands. I'm pulling it through the strands. I'm making sure that that conditioner is going from the roots to the ends. Don't be afraid to grab a little more. And don't be afraid to continue that same process. Make sure you get the entire head. If you need to section off your hair and do it in sections, you can do it that way. I just prefer to kind of do it all at once. Now, this is the big part here. You want to shake your head just like I'm doing here, right? You want to shake it hard. You want to shake it vigorously. This is what creates the curls. Then obviously now I'm cleaning off a lot of the excess product that's there on the side of my head. That's on my forehead. That's on my face. And I'm getting all of that excess out of there. I'm dipping my head into the water. You don't want to rinse it out, but you want to dip it in just a little bit into the water and then shake as I just did and as I'm doing here. Shake nice and hard, and now you can see how those curls are nice and popping. After that, that's when you want to grab your microfiber towel, and this is where you want to remove any of the excess product, but also to get out and start the drying process. I like to lean my head to one side and just use that towel to pat dry, as you can see. And then I lean my head to the other side, wipe up the excess product on the sides of my head, and then use that microfiber towel to pat dry. And always go ahead and shake your hair. And as you can see, shaking the hair allows the curls to kind of bounce around. It allows them to detangle, and it really gives them their shape and their definition. So shaking is very, very important. As you can see, the curls starting to come in and starting to pop really nice. So you want to grab your blow dryer after that with a diffusion tip. The cool thing about the diffuser is that the diffuser allows the heat not to blow the strands around. As you can see, the strands are staying in place. Now I'm continuing to shake my hair just to give the strands a little more bounce and a little more definition. And here's the final product.
So there you have it, folks. That's the routine. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna put the link to the products that I used in the description. Although, as I told you, you don't have to use those specific products. As long as you use something that's a conditioner and something that's a curl cream and buy your microfiber towel, then you'll be able to pull off this style. So once again, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.